He leads us all the way, playing proper football, the Sheff United way. Ale, 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 ale.
Welcome to the Sheff United way, ladies and gents. What have we done? What have we done this evening? I can't believe it. We've done it yet again. We've thrown away 3 points. 3 points again. 2 games in a row where we've thrown away points. And it's it happens though, doesn't it? Do you know when you these pressure games, when you're going for it, you just need consistency. I've said this week after week. We just need consistency, and that's what gets you over the line when you are in a promotion race. That's 2 game weeks in a row where the other teams have messed up, not teams, team. So Leeds messed up at the weekend. Burnley's messed up tonight. If we'd have won tonight, where does that leave? I think that would have taken us back to the top of the league. Let me have a little look. 85. We'd have been top of the league tonight if we'd have won. It's just bonkers. It's just bonkers. But yeah, if I'm looking right, Leeds are top of the league. Like, how has that even happened after 3 draws in a row? But if I'm looking at the form table of us, Burnley and Leeds, Leeds have lost 0 in the last 5. Burnley's lost 0 in the last 5, and we've lost 2. So we don't really deserve to be top. We don't deserve to be second. We deserve to be right where we are, 3rd in the table. Yeah, it was rubbish tonight. It was really, really rubbish. You know, the best thing about tonight was we're seeing Sharon, aka Shazbat, at the Roebuck before the game. That was the best part of this evening. Great to meet you finally, Sharon. Unfortunately, it was on a night that we will remember for being a rubbish one. And we always seem to mess up, don't we, against Millwall? Always seem to mess up with them at home. It's just Jake Cooper didn't score this time, did he? Ryan Brewster nearly knocked his head off early doors. That was something that happened. My mate said, I don't want anyone to have concussion, but if it's going to be anyone, let it be Jake Cooper. That's obviously only because he keeps scoring against us at Bramall Lane year after year. Tonight wasn't to be, but they won the game anyway. So let's talk about the starting lineup first and foremost, because I think Wilder's got to take a lot of the blame tonight, in all honesty, for that starting lineup. He had some choice words to say about the fans. I went to Oxford, as you well know. I saw one guy have a go at Gus. I think it wasn't Gus, kind of had a bit of a go back, which Vinny Souza kind of pulled him back. That's all I saw. Wilder called the fans a disgrace, I believe it was. I think the wording was too much. I didn't see a section of the fans have a go at the players. I saw one guy. I might be wrong. There might have been a section, but I think Wilder handled that completely wrong, in all honesty. I love the guy, and I love the guy for talking from his heart, and he always does. And he called out the fans. I'm not sure that was the right thing to do. He called us a disgrace, like I said. I think he could have just said that was a bit disappointing or something like that. He didn't need to go in as much as what he did. And then looking at the starting lineup, the reason why, the segue into, talking about that was the fact that Wilder, after that abysmal performance against Oxford, he went for the exact same team. Like, I felt like that was 2 fingers up to the fans, and it was kind of a little bit like, go on, lads, you prove that you deserve your shirt again after that dismal performance against Oxford. And they didn't show it, did they? They did not show it. Don't get me wrong, we created some chances tonight. We should have scored maybe 2 or 3 goals from some of the good chances that we created. We'll go through some. It didn't feel like that. as I was watching the game, but looking back through my notes that I take, obviously, whilst I'm watching the game, we did have a lot of chances in this game. Let's have a look at the stats just for a second. 1.76 expected goals to their 0.52. I know not everyone agrees with expected goals and things like that, but it shows the type of chances that we were getting. We should have scored 1.7 goals in this game, and they shouldn't have scored because they got 0.52. So that just shows the difficulty of chances. We had much more of the ball, but you're going to expect that when they score so early in the game. 25 shots that we had tonight, only 5 on target. That's really, really disappointing. Really disappointing. Wow. I don't remember seeing 25 shots, but there must have been 11 corners, of which none I expected us to score from. 81% pass completion. To me, that feels a bit high. And the reason why it feels high is probably because those incisive passes through the middle just weren't really there tonight. There were a couple of times where we attempted that, but a lot of it went wide and a lot of it didn't come to a lot. Yeah, it was a disappointing night. Like I said, we did create some good chances. We didn't put them away. We should have probably created more. As I've just said, 25 shots. 25 shots is a ridiculous amount of shots for you not to score a goal, and obviously only 5 of them on target. I can't do the percentage, but that's a really low percentage there. So let's talk about the lineup first and foremost. What I would have gone for is something similar to what Ollie would have gone for on the preview. I would have rested Sariki tonight and brought back in, either put Chowdhury there and brought Vinny Souza in, or I'm not sure, was one of the right backs on the bench? No. So there wasn't a right back on the bench. Not Tom Davis, Harry Clark and Gilchrist, neither on the bench, which obviously Sariki or Chowdhury has to play there. If Wilder doesn't think that Vinny Souza is match fit, then that's fair play. And I actually thought Sariki had a really good game this evening. Some may disagree. I thought he had a good game. And Ellen Robinson at centre-half partnership again. I expected that. That's fine. Burrows, I thought Burrows might have got a bit of a rest tonight. I thought they might have played McCallum getting up and down that wing. Burrows had a lot of the ball tonight. We'll get onto that. Some good, some bad. I would have liked to have seen Vinny Souza in the midfield with Peck, but it wasn't to be. You're not always going to get what you want, and Vinny Souza clearly is not 100%, or he would have started him. Brereton Diaz on the right again. I love Ben Brereton Diaz. He should not be playing on the right. Every time Ben Brereton Diaz has had a really good game for Sheff United, it's been on the left. And he played on the left for a large part of his Blackburn career when he was playing really, really well. For me, his 2 best positions are off the left as an attacker or a second striker. He played really well with McBurney in the Premier League as that second striker. I wouldn't hate to see him as that second striker, but he seems to want to play Brewster in the number 10 role, which is not my favourite thing. I've mentioned this a few times. Gus on the left again. I want to see Gus in the middle. So for me, what I would do is throw Ben Brereton Diaz on the left-hand side. I'd put Raksaki on the right, and I'd put Harmer through the middle, just behind Campbell or O'Hare. But for some reason, Gus Harmer seems to play on that left-hand side week in, week out. And I just don't think we get the best out of him there. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, people can disagree, and that's absolutely fine. Brewster did okay. We'll get onto his early chance in a second. And Campbell didn't get a lot of service, did he? But he ran a lot. He ran the channels. He chased lost causes. He tried to link the play up with Brewster and Harmer and Brereton Diaz. I just thought Millwall, especially in that second half, were really, really good. They were so good at pressing, so good at pressurising us when we had the ball. And I've got to take my hat off to them. I think that Millwall were by far the better side tonight. And we created a lot better chances than them. Well, I say better chances. We'll get on to talking about that one-on-one miss from Millwall. I don't know how they're. Let me just quickly check the stats just to make sure it wasn't the first half and it was the match. It was their expected goals was 0.52. Bearing in mind they scored and they had a one-on-one from inside the 18-yard box. I believe it was just inside. I don't know how that's happened, but let's get on to talking about it then. So, first and foremost, we got a corner early on. Gus Harmer plays it short to Brewster, one from the training ground. It's almost like they've read it and almost got there before Brewster. He flicks it towards that corner. It just goes wide. And it's a great little effort from Brewster. I think if they wouldn't have read it, he'd have probably got a better strike on that, but he flicks and it just goes wide. It could have easily nestled in that bottom corner. And then Millwall's goal comes in the 21st minute. That's relatively early for us to concede because we don't tend to concede too many goals in the first half at home. But today was one of those. And Billy Mitchell plays it into Denor, I think his name is. The reason why he plays it into him is because Sidney Peck leaves him. He points to Robinson to pick him up. I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. Robinson has to then come out. It kind of takes a bit of a I think it kind of turns inside. It hits his knee, which takes it away from Robinson, and then he flicks it through to Coburn. And Els then got to pick up Coburn because Robinson's left Coburn to go to Denor. So Anel's got to be on this, and he's not. He's not quick enough to Coburn, and it's a fantastic finish. Like, I'm not expecting Cooper to save that. He's at his front post, yes, but there's so much pace behind that ball, and he hits it so quickly. I don't think many goalkeepers are going to save that because you can't just stand right at your front post. You've got to at least be a little bit to your right hand side because you've got to cover both sides. If he covers that front post and then he swivels and puts it to the other side, Cooper's nowhere to be seen. So Cooper's not saving this. It's a great finish, and they go 1-0 up. And at this point, I'm thinking we started the game okay. The first 20 minutes, we created chances, none that I've written down, believe it or not. But we looked okay on the ball. We were moving the ball quick enough. We didn't create anything clear cut, don't get me wrong, but we certainly didn't look terrible. Obviously, this was a bit of a shocking moment. We were a bit shell-shocked at 1-0 after 21 minutes. We're then thinking we've got to score 2 goals to get back in this game. And Sheff United don't come from behind too often. And especially not recently after a 1-0 defeat at Oxford where we didn't really look like scoring after we went 1-0 down. And to be honest, this is completely different. I don't know whether this is a worse game or a better game than Oxford because you're expected to win your home games. And we created a lot more chances than we did at Oxford. But at home, when you've got all the ball, you know, you're expected to create chances. It was a poor night. I'm not sure if it was as bad as Oxford. It can't have been as bad as Oxford. But if you're going to create the chances, you've got to put them in the back of the net. I was calling for us to create more chances. We did a little bit tonight. But yeah, we just didn't put them away. But saying all that, if we get a penalty at this moment in time that I'm just about to talk about in a minute, this game could be completely different because Sam Allison, the referee, stops the Millwall players from pulling our players' shirts in the box from a corner. Literally, probably 30 seconds later, after that chat, I don't know who it was who grabbed, I think it was an L shirt, but from the south stand, I don't know whether the referee was just in a bad position. He stood right in front of it, so he should be able to see this. But from the south stand, you literally see him grab, I believe it's an L shirt, and he's got him like this. You can see his hand in a fist holding his shirt back. It is the most blatant shirt pull I have ever seen in any football match. They didn't show it on Sky Sports on the highlight, shocker. But he's made a massive mistake there, a massive mistake. Like I say, I don't know whether just the fact that Enel is possibly looking at the referee, maybe he's blocking his view from him seeing the pull. But at the same time, if the referee doesn't see this, the linesman has to see it. And the linesman has to wave that old flag and put it to his chest, I believe a penalty is. I did the referee course once upon a time, believe it or not. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, it's a terrible, terrible decision from the officials. I don't think they had a good game, in all honesty, today. There were a few balls that looked out and weren't giving us out. There were some really bad fouls that weren't giving us yellow cards. He gave one yellow card in the whole game, and there were some tasty tackles in there. but yeah, that's that. Anel doesn't get the penalty that he deserves, and we move on. Yes, we probably didn't deserve anything from this game, but if that gets given and we score that resulting penalty, this game is completely different. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Millwall sat in like a lot of teams would and just sat back and let us attack them. They gave a good account for themselves. They created some chances as well. And they were quite open at times. We just couldn't create the clear cut chances to score, and the chances that we did create, we couldn't put away. Let me just have a look. Where are we now? We're into Burrows' free kick. Burrows puts this ball into the box. Brereton Diaz is kind of on a plate for him. He's still got to swivel his head and get the power behind it, but it's a good ball into the box. Brereton Diaz gets completely unmarked. I've not looked at that one back to see how he gets unmarked, but he's completely unmarked in the middle of the box. He heads it straight down the keeper's throat. If he doesn't head this straight down the keeper's throat, then that's a goal. Either side, that's a goal. But it is. I've got to give him his dues. Jensen in the goal for Millwall was really, really good, in all honesty. Lucas Jensen, very, very good goalkeeper in between the sticks tonight for Millwall, and he had to be, because like I said, we did create some decent chances. That was a big one. Any goalkeeper worth his salt should be saving that. It was right at him, in all honesty. But we go into half time. I don't think the players necessarily got booed off, but it was very subdued. It was very anxious for most of that match, but at halftime it was just a bit disappointing. So the players walked off to kind of a lukewarm reception. I'm expecting Wilder to really, really get them fired up for this second half. Raksaki comes straight on for Brereton Diaz, which is a sign of things to come. That Raksaki is going to come on and he's going to get a lot of the ball, and he got a lot of ball when he came on. Did he do enough good stuff with it? I'm not too sure, but he got a lot of the ball, and that's kind of what we wanted. Get the ball out to him, get him running at defenders. Sariki's going to overlap him, get him to play 1-2s, get Sariki running at him too. That right-hand side, we should be dominating, and we did for large parts of the first half of the second half, I would say. So there was a ball in from Burrows, which Raksaki absolutely spurned. It comes in from the left-hand side. Burrows had a lot of ball tonight, a lot of ball. And the things that we did create, a lot of them came from Burrows. But at the same time, he had so much ball on that left-hand side and just couldn't really do a lot with it at times, because Harmer's obviously trying to go more central because that's where he feels comfortable. Burrows has not got the pace to go at defenders like Sariki has. So he has to either play a 1-2 and try and get in behind, or he puts the ball into the box. And it's just a lot of balls that were hit and hope, putting them into kind of that 6-yard box or around the penalty spot, that they're just heading away for days. Cannon, when Cannon came on, couldn't get anywhere near the ball. Campbell didn't get anywhere near the ball because the crossing wasn't good enough. It wasn't well thought out enough, or we weren't making the runs for the balls to be played into certain areas. But Burrows frustrated me tonight, in all honesty. But for all that frustration, he finds Raksaki. I don't know where, it's around the penalty spot, and I don't know how this happens, but Raksaki just scuffs it miles wide. It was awful to watch. And it's on his left. It wasn't even that he'd scuffed it on his wrong foot. He'd scuffed it on his left. And this looks like he should be finding the target. I'm not being funny, but if Bruce is on this, even with his left foot, he's smashing this on target at least. and Raksaki's on his left. He should be either passing this into a corner or blasting it towards goal. He doesn't really do either. He just kind of he scuffs it, but also I think it might come off his right shin. I don't know. I don't know how it goes wide, but it does, and that's a huge chance that we missed. And then, like I mentioned, the ball got down on that right hand side time and time again to Raksaki and Sariki. They created a lot. Raksaki didn't really feel like it. I didn't feel like Raksaki wanted to play Sariki in for a large part, and he wanted to come in on that left foot and get that shot away. But they got him. They knew exactly what we were doing every single time. They just knew it. He needed to go down the right hand side more and get a cross in with his right or get a shot in with his right. He needs to trust his right more because he's scored goals with his right foot before. I'm pretty sure he scored one for us this season. I'm sure he scored them for Charlton and Palace's youth teams and stuff. He needs to trust that right foot more because he's coming in on his left and there's 5-6 bodies in front of him. And I think he gets one shot away out of all these 4 or 5 attempts that he's going down the right hand side and gets into a good position. He's getting one shot away and it's straight down the throat of Lucas Jensen yet again. It was really I don't know. It was just inevitable. Every single time he got the ball on that side, I'm expecting miracles from Raksaki because I remember the purple patch Raksaki from earlier in the season that scored 2 in a game and then scored a couple more goals and had one cleared off the line away at Middlesbrough. That sort of Raksaki that goes for the jugular and I'm going to go at you here and I'm going to beat you. And there was times earlier in the season where Raksaki he knew he'd beaten his defender before he'd even got the ball. He's like, I'm going to pick this ball up and I'm just going to beat him. I'm just going to go past him with my pace. And if he's not going to go down the right hand side, out on the right, he's going to go inside. And the defender didn't know which way he was going to go. And it almost feels inevitable that he's coming in on this left foot and he's trying to curl it into the corner. But yeah, he had a few shots that were blocked. I obviously had that one that the keeper saved. And then we go into the gilt edge opportunity for Millwall that they should have put away. It was an absolute shocker. This should have been 2-0 and this game should have been sewn up. We've pushed everybody forward, and I wonder whether Sariki, that's the reason why he got brought off, because I would have left Sariki on tonight because I thought he was a real handful going forward. But Sariki at this point is nowhere to be seen. We are going for an equaliser, so you can understand it. The ball's played down the line. I think it's by George Honeyman. I believe that Hamza Chowdhury is trying. He throws himself rather than waiting and running back with his man. He throws his body at this to try and stop it. Obviously, that's a decision is made in that moment, and if it comes off, it's a throw in, and nothing else has been said. It's a good inception, but he misses it, and really, then you're thinking he should have run back. He should have run back with his man, and stopped the ball coming in. That means Anel has to come across and leave the man that's at the back post, Ivanovic, all on his own. Coburn plays it in behind Anel, and he's got acres, and I mean acres of Bramall Lane to take a touch, stop the ball, pick his spot. And I'm thinking at this point, this has to be 2-0. We have to be losing this game. And he takes it first time, and it's a shocking shot. I know what he was trying to do, but against a goalkeeper like Cooper, you can't just be taking a pop shot from there. You need to be taking your time and picking a corner. You're one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Anyway, obviously, I was really happy. Cooper saved it pretty simply from Ivanovic, and we went forward. And I'm thinking, do you know what? That must be the catalyst for us to get back into this game and let's go and win it. And none of that happened. Burrows takes a corner, I believe. It's played short. He gets it back, and he's trying to shoot. He's like Raksaki here. He's coming in on his left. He's wanting to shoot. He's begging to shoot. He's dying to shoot, and he manages to get a shot away. He's got some power on his shot, that boy Burrows, and he tries to find that inside the front post. The keeper again makes a really good save. It pops back out. It doesn't add to any of our players. It gets knocked away. Gus Harmer steams in and smashes the ball over the bar. And do you know what? I just wanted him to have a little bit more chill about him. Take a touch. You're good enough, Gus, to take a touch, push it to one side, and find the corner. You don't have to take this first time. Bit of composure. Just needed that little bit of composure. Obviously, Gus knows how good he is, and he knows he can hit that first time, and that goes in the back of the net. But Gus has not had too many good games recently, and I feel like he just needed to put his foot on the ball, have a bit of composure, and try and find the corner. And yeah, he just smashes it first time, and it's a good strike. Don't get me wrong, but it's always rising. It rises over the bar. That's another one that we've missed, but obviously that's not a huge chance. Then Burrow, let me think. I'm just trying to find the rest of them here because there were quite a lot. There were quite a lot of chances. Then Harmer plays a ball to the back post. He's a lovely chest down from Jack Robinson. He just throws himself forward, chests it down, and Cannon gets his chance again. This is 2 chances in 2 games. Don't get me wrong. There's 2 chances in 2 games. That's not a lot for a striker. Yes, he's coming off the bench. But the one that got blocked at Oxford was unfortunate, again on his left foot. This one was on his left foot. I think it takes a little bit of a deflection and makes it an easier save for the goalkeeper. I think it kind of hits a leg and ends up in his kind of grasp. But he hits it really well, Cannon on his left, kind of like a bit of a half volley, and the keeper makes again a good save from it. Burrows then crosses from deep, and L heads it back. It's a really good chance. O'Hare runs in. He kind of, instead of having a really good go at it, kind of flicks it towards goal. And this is the big one. Raksaki, it falls to him. He tries to swivel on it with his right, and it just goes wide, agonizingly wide. I thought it was in the back of the net, this one, and it wasn't to be. It must have taken a slight deflection because it went out for a corner, and the referee gave a corner. And the only thing else that I can remember from the rest of this game was the fact that the goalkeeper made a really good save from, I think it was O'Hare that tried to kind of flick it forwards to maybe to Cannon, and it takes a big deflection, a big nick off their defender. And this could easily just roll in the back of the net, but it wasn't our day tonight. It didn't roll in the back of the net, and the keeper makes a pretty smart save. Don't get me wrong, it's not the greatest save you'll ever see, but it was going the wrong way, and he throws himself the other way. It wasn't going with a lot of pace. It's just a smart, good save from the goalkeeper that could have easily, with a little bit more pace on it, ended up in the back of the net. But that's really all she wrote tonight. There's a lot of good chances in there. Raksaki spurned most of them. But again, was it good enough? Was it good enough tonight? Probably not. They had the 2 biggest chances. Well, no, they scored 1 goal and they had the biggest chance of the game that they should have put away. So, yeah, we could have got something out of this game. Should we have got something out of the game? Possibly not good enough. Quickly run through the subs that came on. Raksaki, we've already spoken about. Vinny Souza looked like he took a knock at one point. Hopefully that's nothing. But he certainly looked like he was trying to get us moving when he came on, and I thought it was a positive substitution. Tom Cannon coming on. Other than that shot, didn't really offer a great deal. I think when they've got big blokes in the box ready to head everything away, and they're going to dominate you when you're a little lad, and he's not the strongest of strikers, Tom Cannon. He just got bullied, and Tyrese Campbell got bullied to a certain extent, but Tyrese Campbell obviously backs in, and he's stronger and he's quicker, so he's a bit more of an outlet than Cannon is. Obviously Cannon's a goal scorer, and we're not finding him in the box, or playing the ball through to him to have a one-on-one or what have you. Those are the things that Tom Cannon's good, running in behind, and we're just not. We're bringing him on. It's a really weird situation because Cannon is really good at the things that when you're not chasing a game happen. But when you're chasing a game and there's a lot of defenders, Tom Cannon's not that sort of player that's going to be kind of fox in the box. I'm just going to nick something somewhere. He needs balls playing in behind that he can run onto. He needs the ball played into feet in the box to score goals. It does remind me of Billy Sharp. It does, but obviously, I'm not saying that he's, achieved or going to achieve what Billy Sharp's achieved. But Billy was in the right place at the right time. And I feel like that's a bit of a Tom Cannon. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe it's a bit of a lazy comparison, but that's how I see it right now. I thought Callum O'Hare did okay when he came on, but nothing really to shout about. I thought Rob Holding, after me thinking he was fantastic the last couple of times he's come on, his last couple of cameos, I thought he was really, really nervy and shaky at the back today. They were just really, really good at pressing and pressurising our midfield and defence. And I think Rob Holding was a little bit nervy on the ball. I'm going to have to talk about it. It's the elephant in the room that some people may have actually forgotten about. What about Cooper's pass that nearly passed it right into the back of the net? That was a nervy moment, wasn't it? That was the nerviest moment of the season for me, because Cooper's done so well this season. In the Coventry game, he obviously got the arm across the face, dropped the ball, and they scored the goal. I'm not saying that was a mistake from him, but some people look at that as a mistake. And then that tonight, nearly passing his own net, he was a little bit nervy with some of the passes from the back in the first half as well. So, but yeah, there's nothing he could have done about the goal. It was just, yeah, it was funny when he nearly threw the ball out. Well, I think he threw the ball out for a corner earlier in the season when he wasn't making any mistakes whatsoever. It was a bit funny, but when you're losing games and not winning them, and he nearly passes the ball into his own net, it's cause for concern a little bit. Anyway, let's get into some comments before we leave for the night, because I don't really want to spend all night talking about this game, in all honesty. We've got a lot of comments, so thank you very much, everybody, for jumping on and helping me out with this one. Wilder's not got a Scooby as to how to break a team down. Played worse when subs came on. Just replay Wilder's interview from Oxford. Same excuses. I've not heard what Wilder's had to say after this game, but I'm sure I will after this stream. Had plenty of luck, 1-0s this season, but law of averages are catching up. No ideas when we get to the box and waste it every time. I want to say that I think City Peck had a good game, though. I've not mentioned City Peck at all in this video, and I think he had another good game, but you can't expect City Peck to do everything. Bricktop, yeah, I agree. What do we really expect? I challenge any Blade to tell me more than half a dozen games where we've actually played well this season. The 1-0 wins have run out and we're getting found out now. That's from Rye1. Telling you Wilder is clueless. Looks like playoffs and a day on the lash in Red Lion if we make the final. Just a quick question I wanted to ask people. If we end up in the playoffs, how many people actually expect us to win the playoffs? How many of you expect us to get to the final? I'd love to let you know. I'd love you to let me know in the comments, because as I was walking out of this game, I was thinking, if we're 1-0 down from the first leg, for instance, that happens quite a lot when a team's at home in the first leg. They sometimes go into the away leg winning because they're obviously at home in the first leg. If we're chasing a 1-0 deficit from the first leg and watching these players like they did tonight trying to chase a 1-0 and the week before, I can't see us doing it. I really can't. It feels like we have to go 1-0 up for us to win games of football. If we go 1-0 down, I don't see us coming back from it. I really don't. So let me know in the comments right now what you think. Bricktop's also saying he has no plan B. All that talent at his disposal. I've got to agree. I have. Because he's bringing on Tom Cannon, Callum O'Hare, Holding, who's a Premier League defender, Vinny Souza and Raksake, and we still can't find a goal. 25 shots to their 7, but Coburn should have had a hat-trick, and Ivanovic misses a sitter. Could have been much worse. Yeah, there were one that was offside that was kind of one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and Coburn smashed over the bar. Are we, the fans, allowed to have an opinion yet, Chris? That much attacking options and zero clue on how to build pressure, attack, and hurt teams. There we go. Matthews taking the gloves off there. I don't blame you. Dismal display yet again. We give the ball away too easily. To be honest, I hope we don't go up. We're not at all good enough. That's what Mike says. I don't. Do you know what? Yes, you're right. We're not good enough right now, but I quite often think that teams that go up and the teams aren't and the players aren't good enough, there's quite often a big overhaul of players, and they bring in players that are good enough. So obviously, yeah, we'd have to. I think because we've seen United go up in recent seasons and not really spend the money, I think we just expect this team that go, if they were to go up, to be the team that would start. We'd obviously bring in a lot of players worth a lot of money, you would think, with the new owners, that are good enough for the Premier League. But don't get me wrong, I would absolutely love to see United go up in the playoffs. I just don't see it happening. Ref didn't help as he was soft as, but God Almighty. Oh, God Almighty. Wilder needs to leave his ego at the door. And why did he take Sariki off and push Inel out wide? Do you know what, Coach? You're absolutely right. I didn't understand that. I wanted Sariki to stay on, and I think we lost that right-hand side when Enel went to right back. I don't mind Enel at right back, don't get me wrong, but when you're swapping Sariki for Enel, you've lost a big outlet and a player that creates so much down that side. And if he doesn't create it, he's got two players occupying him. So when Enel went to right back, it just didn't work for me at all. The club is getting what it deserves for its disgraceful betrayal of Hecky last season. And while there is undermining of Hecky, it is United are falling apart, not Leeds. More misery awaits. No, that's rubbish. That's absolute rubbish. Skyblade, we were told by Chris Wilder there would definitely be a reaction after Saturday. The only difference was the opposition were in different coloured shirts. Same old, fair play. John started with the same team that performed so poorly against Oxford, and they seem to pick up where they left off. I think nerves are settling in, unfortunately. I think it's playoffs for us. A lot of people are saying that. And do you know what? I don't always believe on, we've lost a game, we're going to be at playoffs. We've won a game, we're going up second. We've won another game, we're going up top. I don't believe that we keep swapping our opinions in and out. But when you've seen two really lackluster performances like that, I was going to say the only saving grace is that we go to Plymouth, who are bottom of the league. But does that really matter? How we're playing at the moment, we wouldn't beat a League One side. So it doesn't really matter who you play. Hopefully, we get a big reaction away at Plymouth, and we put them to the sword, and we score a few goals, and we make it look like we're actually a team that deserves to go up. Gaza, terrible performance, and to be honest, I'd sooner stop in Championship than get embarrassed most weeks in the Premier League. Championship, best league in the world without the brown envelopes. Yeah, I do agree to a certain extent. O'Hare and Vinny should have both started, and Tyree should not have been subbed for Cannon. Agreed, totally, matey. Paul Young, great to see you, mate. How many games out of the 40 have we played good in? I would say 4. The rest have been above average to below average. That's 1 in 10 games we've played good in. If anyone says more than 4, liar. I agree. I agree. We maybe a few more than 4, but definitely not too many more than 4. Did Wilder pick the same team just to try and prove a point to fans who hurt his feelings last match? We did say that in the pub before the game. 28-28, undefeated, wrong time to be falling apart, lads. Up the Clarets. To be fair, you did throw it away yourselves tonight because dropping 2 points at Derby, it's still only 2 points in it between us, Burnley, and Leeds. So Leeds have gone top. All it takes is Burnley to lose a game, and the doubt starts setting in. Just saying, but I'm not saying that we're going to we're going to win too many more games to get up there. We aren't good enough. When we concede, we haven't won a game where we have conceded the first goal. I don't know if that's 100% true because I'm pretty sure we've come back from, but you know, it's a bit late now. I can't really think about it. JD says throwing it away. All season long, we've struggled to create goals intentionally. Got some by luck and perseverance, but not surprised we're having a dry spell. Yeah, I completely agree. Steve Simpson says playoffs from winning the league to this. This is what being a United fan is like. Yeah, I feel so sorry for my son because he's going to go through all this, and it's my dad's fault. It's my dad's fault for making me a blade, and then I've got to make my son a blade. It's just how it happens. As Tony Bellew says, it's character building. It just is, and ours is a little bit more character building than Everton is. If only you hadn't been deducted those 2 points, you'd still be third. Fair enough. That's the first time you can actually say that in a long time. So it still does show how well we've done this season. Leeds beat Borough 3-0, but Lanley wrongly flagged 2 goals off. Shocking decisions. Fair. I don't really care, in all honesty. Weiler clueless and down the tunnel also. Really? Did he go straight down the tunnel? Didn't know that. To be fair, I left as soon as the whistle went. I stayed till the end, but I left as soon as the whistle got blown. Burnley struggling to beat Derby. Leeds struggling against Middlesbrough and had a horrible run. It's happening all round. Do you know what? All it takes is to go on a run. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it does. Everyone's going to be dropping points. A few games ago, we were saying everyone's winning. All 3 teams are winning. Then Leeds go on a dodgy run. Now we've gone on a dodgy run. Burnley's dropped 2 points that you would think they would have not tonight. We just need to get back to winning ways. Against Plymouth, back to winning ways. One of the other 2 teams don't win. We're back in the top 3. Not necessarily, but you get me. Why we play so passive, I'll never understand. Sometimes it's very slow, isn't it? Nick, it's so infuriating with Wilder as well. What even was that second half tactically all over the place? Some formation throughout, and just move Anel out of position and leave more on the bench. Yeah, do you know what? When they've got such big players in the box, why is Moore sat on the bench? We need someone in there battling with those big players. Had to agree with you, Nick. Can't go with the same starting lineup after that performance on Saturday. Have to change it. Surely Wilder should understand frustrations out there. Totally agree. I love Wilder and achievements, but I think he's close. I think he's close to losing the fans with the way he went off in the presser. Lost my respect. Fair enough, Paul. Yeah. Fair enough, mate. It's an absolute shambles. I'm completely baffled by his decision to go with the same team. Poor performance, atmosphere awful. Have we blown it? We may have just blown it, Andrew. Do you know what? Carl, nice to see you, mate. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely fuming with the last 2 performances, and I knew Wilder would blame the fans. Nothing to do with the fans tonight. Seen some posts tonight. Let's just throw the towel in then. Bottle job blades, unfortunately. Like, all we had to be was consistent. Win your home games, beat the teams near the bottom. It shouldn't be that hard, should it? And we're making it very, very difficult. Lots of Leeds fans in the comments. Fair enough, you've won a game. It's the first game you've won in 4 games. So I won't be too buzzing about it. You can only beat the good teams, can't you? You can't beat the bad teams. We are neither playing proper football nor playing the Sheff United way. Unfortunately, I think you are right. Let's see Wilder on the post-game interview. He will be arrogant again. made out of Teflon, non-stick, get post game reactions from before he walked out on us, and I bet they're the same. Oh, this is getting tough to read. Simon always speaks great sense. Brewster created opportunities tonight, but will take the brunt of the abuse on the fans. Had one of our best chances early on, and it was a good effort. And fed Campbell at 20th minute, and Jezrak Saki at 54th and 64th. Fair enough, Simon. Thank you for all those minutes as well. Yeah, I'm nowhere near remembering all that or seeing all that. No good chances. Forget all that stats. No good chances. There's a lot of good chances in there. I've got to be honest. There's so many comments. Anyone think Wilder is trying to make some sort of point after the Oxford debacle and the fans' reaction? I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, laugh it up. Laugh it up, Leeds fans. Laugh it up. Give the channel a like and subscribe before leaving and show Nick some love. He deserves it after the last two performances. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. And I'm going to have to leave it there. We've been going 45 minutes. I'm sorry that I didn't get through everyone's comments. There's so many comments, and I would be going for hours. Thank you very much for your comments, for being here with me. As Chris says, leave a like before you leave. I've had to talk about this game for 45 minutes. I think it was my mum said to me, why don't you just not do one? Why don't you just not do a match reaction? And naive mother, yes. But at the same time, I've got to say, and I was thinking about this the other day, I think I've done a match reaction the same day of the game for 7 years without missing one, at least a league one. I think I've missed a couple of cup ones. I think I've done what, well, me, Hal or Ollie have done one for every single game for the last 7 years. That's just absolutely mind-boggling to think. And we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. So people can come and go. People can be watching other channels, can be watching this channel, but we're not going anywhere. We've been doing it for 7 years. We're going to be doing it for a hell of a lot longer. Don't matter whether the Blades are in the Premier League, the Championship, League One. We'll always be here. Don't worry about that. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Really, really appreciate everyone being here. Like I said, leave a like on the video before you go. It helps us a lot. And yeah, up the Blades. Hopefully up and not into the playoffs. Cheers, people.
Ollie, ollie, ollie. Ollie, ollie.